Welcome to Newport, Rhode Island, inside beautiful Cardines Field that is NECBL baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Quinton Pelzel, and tonight the Newport Gulls will be playing host to the Bristol Blues in an NECBL matchup. Gulls are coming off of a win last night in their season opener. They won that game 5-3 against the Mystic Schooners behind six dominating innings from Nolan Pender, the right-hander from Bellarmine University. He went 6 innings and struck out 11. On the offensive side of the ball, Dakota Jordan had 2 RBIs in the win. As for the Bristol Blues, they're going to be beginning their season tonight here at Newport, so a lot of optimism for them as they're coming off of a terrific season. We'll get more into that on the pregame show. Also, another storyline tonight, Ryan Andrade, the hometown kid, will be starting the home opener for the Newport Gulls. All that and more on the Newport Gulls pregame show right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. My name is Lou DiPietro. I am here with infielder Slade Alford. Slade, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Coming off a big win last night. How you guys feel in the dugout? And really, how did that game feel getting one to start off on the road?
Good. You know, anytime you can win the first game, it's always positive. Kind of pushes us into the right direction. So.
Absolutely. And I know you were here with the team last year, a lot of success. How do you guys try and build on that coming into this season?
You know, it's a new group of guys, so, I mean, obviously it helps that we won a lot last year, so just try to keep doing the same thing.
All right, absolutely. Well, I hope to hear more from you. I know I'm going to see plenty of you on the diamond, batting cleanup again today. Yeah. We'll be right back, and stay tuned for more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm here with Newport Gulls manager Frank Holbrook, and Frank, it was a great win yesterday, 5-3 win. Nolan Pender on the mound, pitched really well, 6 innings, 11 Ks. What did you see from him?
Yeah, Nolan was good. We knew he was a veteran guy that's thrown a lot of innings, and he went out, set the tone early. He was able to pound the strike zone. We were able to get him some runs early, pitched with the lead all night, and really gave us some much-needed length here early as we're waiting for some more pitches to trickle in. So proud of Nolan and how he handled things.
And it was opening night for you guys. Obviously, a lot of expectations, but also at the same time, you don't really know what to expect from your team. How do you think that your team played last night?
No, it was good. I thought the guys played hard. We got some new guys that brought some good energy and hustle and an edge to things. A lot of great pieces of hitting with 2 strikes, which is good to see in summer baseball. And it was good to see some familiar faces from last year that kind of know how we like to go about our business, and everything kind of trickled down from there. So it was good first night. Ryan
Andrade, hometown kid, he's making the start tonight. What are you expecting to see from him? Of course, he did a lot of his work out of the bullpen for URI this past year. Now he's starting. So what are you expecting to see from him?
Yeah, we're just, we're not looking to give us 9 innings or anything like that. He did get some length to some of his later outings in the season at URI, and so we're giving him the ball early. Going to see how much, how far he can take us tonight. But really, his mindset shouldn't change too much. Get in there, throw strikes, attack hitters, get outs, and we'll monitor that pitch count to make sure that he's building up in a safe and productive way. But excited to see him get out there.
And this is your second season with the Newport Gulls. What are you looking forward to the most about getting this season started?
Yeah, I'd like anything. You always want more. I think last year winning the Coastal Division and 30 games for the first time in a while was nice. But, we're here it's been a while since Newport's won a championship. They've got the most championships in the league. They have 6. Looking for that 7th title and just looking to kind of build some camaraderie with these guys and hopefully play some winning baseball when it matters towards the end of the year.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time. That was Frank Holbrook, manager of the Newport Gulls. We'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show. Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm here with Newport Gulls general manager Chuck Pava. And Chuck, opening night here at Cardines Field, the home opener. What are you feeling like right now?
Well, a lot of different feelings, quite frankly. This is our 23rd year running this team. Actually, 22 years. We lost a year with COVID. But it's really exciting. Anytime it's opening day here at Cardines Field and you got a new team here, you got new energy, and this place comes to life, it's very exciting. We're very excited here, and I'm excited for this ball club.
When putting the team together this offseason, obviously seeing a lot of returners from a really successful team last year. What was it like putting the team together, and can you take the audience through putting the team together and what went into getting these players here and bringing a lot of these guys back?
Well, usually you go to a lot of these guys came back to us and said they wanted to return. So that's the first step. You start with the returners and then you build around them. So then after you got the positions picked from the returners, you start to talk to all of your contacts around the country, and they start recommending players for us, and then you just decide who's the best fit for us. And we go through that process. There's a lot of kids that want to come and play in Newport. Unfortunately, we only have 35 to 40 roster spots, so we have to say no a lot. I don't like doing that, but it's just the nature of the success we've had and the interest in coming to Newport. So we say no to hundreds of kids, but these are the lucky ones, I think, that get a chance to come to Newport.
And as we kick off this season, you just said the 23rd time that you're kicking this off. What are you looking forward to the most as we start this season?
Well, always looking forward to watching these kids play and bringing the fans out to Newport, to Cardines Field. It's really exciting to see the community come out and support this baseball team, and we're very fortunate, and I'm excited to see this all happen. It's going to happen right tonight.
Do you have any preseason predictions for this team? Any expectations for this team right before we start the home opener?
Well, I always have high expectations, because we work too hard at this. But quite frankly, this is a very talented group of kids. But there's a lot of moving parts today in college baseball and in summer college baseball. So we'll have guys coming in, we'll have guys going out. There's a draft in July that we lost some players in the past. So there are variables that we'll deal with, but we're loaded to deal with all that stuff. We picked the kids and enough players to deal with potential issues that we have and guys who have other things going on as well.
Well, thanks for your time, Chuck. I really do appreciate it, and good luck to the Gulls this year. That's Chuck Pava, the general manager of the Newport Gulls, and we'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show. And welcome back to Cardines Field as we are getting underway here. As you can see, the pregame festivities are underway between the Newport Gulls and the Bristol Blues. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro with you. And Louis, let's talk about the game last night. The Gulls winning that one 5-3 behind Nolan Pender. 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. Great opening start for Nolan Pender.
Absolutely, and great opening start to the season, but also a great opening in the first couple innings of that game. Noah Pender, like we just said, came out hot. Came out 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, but we also had some early offense. Dakota Jordan with a nice 1-for-3 day, and those 2 walks, you might not notice them on the stat sheet at first, but a nice little 600 OBP for him. As I think we're going to take a little break real quick to go to the national anthem.
Yeah, we will send it down to the field for the national anthem, and we'll be right back. of the national anthem there. We will take a quick break, and when we return, we will introduce Ben Mihaljevic, the play-by-play voice of the Bristol Blues, and hopefully have a first pitch.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
And welcome back to Cardines Field. As you can see, the pregame festivities are commenced and they are finished. And we are just about ready to go for opening day here at Cardines Field, the first game of the season for the Bristol Blues. And the second game of the season for the Gulls, of course, coming off of their win yesterday against the Schooners. Quinton Pelzel with you, along with Louis DiPietro, and the voice of the Bristol Blues, Ben Mihaljevic. And Ben, a lot of expectations for this team going into the season. Of course, they're returning a lot of players. I think it was 9 or 10. And this is a team that tied the NECBL record for most wins last year. So they're returning a lot of players from that team. What are the expectations like for this team?
I mean, the expectations are sky high for this Bristol Blues team. As you said, tied the league record last year with 32 wins, won the Western Division by 10 games. A couple guys in the lineup tonight are returning for the Blues, and a solid majority of the pitching staff, including tonight's starter Pete Austinson, are back. So this is a Bristol Blues team that should expect to be able to compete and win the West Division and maybe try and get a bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, Bristol is going to be another tough team for the Gulls. And as for the Gulls tonight, it is the hometown kid making his start, Ryan Andrade. But Louis, he made a lot of appearances out of the bullpen this year for URI, but he's making a start for the Gulls. What do you expect from him in his first start of the season?
One big thing that I think Andrade really brings to the table is you couldn't hear it on the broadcast at first, but the crowd went wild as he is a Middletown native, which is just right around the corner from here. Seems like he'll really bring the energy and hope to get him off to a good start. With his 7 saves with the University of Rhode Island this year, didn't really pitch more than around 3 innings a couple of times. But he really can get out to a good start. He's really able to dominate for a couple of innings, get through that batting order maybe once or twice, and I think he's really going to be able to start off be able to help the Gulls start on the right foot, especially if we can get those bats hot like we did last night.
Great crowd at Cardines Field, as you did see the graphic for the defensive alignment for the Newport Gulls. It'll be Downs, Jordan, Hare, left to right in the outfield. Left to right on the infield, Alford, Branch, Young, Anderson. Proto does the catching behind home plate, and of course Ryan Andrade, there he is, the right-hander from URI. He is on the mound. And Ben, as we get ready for first pitch here, first pitch of the season for the Blues, you want to give us the starting lineups for your Blues?
I would love to give you the starting lineups. Leading off and playing second base for the Blues, it will be the switch-hitting Vincent Bianchina, who was with the North Adams Steeplecats last year. He attends Northwestern University. Billy Sullivan is hitting second and doing the catching out of Southern Connecticut State. Pete DeRocher is hitting third and playing center out of Manhattan College. Out of Northwestern, again, is Griffin Arnone, his second year with the Blues. He'll be in right field. Cal Perillo is also back on the Blues this year. He'll be the designated hitter, hitting fifth. Gavin Noriega hitting sixth out of Bryant University and playing first base. Ian Battipaglia will be at shortstop tonight out of Franklin Pierce University. Jose Vargas out of Arizona State will be in left field, and rounding out the order at third base is Hunter D'Amato.
And of course, on the mound for the Gulls is the right-hander Ryan Andrade. He is from Middletown, Rhode Island, just a short car ride away from here. And on the season, he has a 4.09 ERA. That was with URI. He had 33 innings pitched for them, 38 strikeouts, so he does have that strikeout pitch. Can sit in the low 90s. As you can see here, it goes primarily from the stretch, and we did already go over the defensive alignments for the Gulls. A little change in the lineup from their win last night. You have Tyler Hare making the start out in right field, and of course Michael Anderson, actually Andrade's college teammate, over at first base. And then behind the plate doing the catching is Ryan Proto. And Proto throws down the last pitch, and we are just about underway here at Cardines Field. Overcast, but very comfortable weather, about 60 degrees, and a very nice crowd on hand for the home opener for the Newport Gulls. First batter of the game will be Vincent Bianchina. Be playing second base tonight for the Blues. The Blues wearing their road grays, and the Newport Gulls in their white uniforms. First pitch out of the windup by Andrade is a fastball high, and we are underway at Cardines Field. Next pitch is a little high above the letters 2-0 to Bianchina from Lafayette, California. Rising senior. And that one is in there for a strike, 2-1. Bianchina standing at 5'10", 180, left-handed hitter. And the pitch in there for a strike, 2-2. Third baseman Alford way off the line, playing into the hole. Outfield straight up. Looking in for the sign is Andrade. Here's the 2-2. And it swung on, hit on the ground to the second baseman Young. He fields it, shuffles, and fires on the first. One away here at Cardines. So good start for Andrade. And now that'll bring to the plate Billy Sullivan. Sullivan going into his redshirt junior year, takes a strike, and the count is 0-1.
And Sullivan was one of the guys last year for Bristol who joined later in the season after a few of the regulars left to go to college early.
Certainly has a good bat, batted .374 during his college season. Count quickly 0-2 as Andrade is filling up the strike zone. That one is lined foul. Off to the right side and out of play. And the count stays 0-2.
Sullivan, not a tall guy to begin with, but he gets really low in that batting stance.
Not a ton of power either, but he makes contact, puts the ball in play. Only 2 home runs as that one is in there for a called strike 3. And Andrade has a good start to this game. There's 2 away.
A great 4-pitch at bat right there from Andrade to get out in front of him. And then as soon as you get him down with that 0-2, 1-2 count, he's really going to kill you with that fastball. And he also just had those nice mixes. We saw the fastball in the first at-bat, was able to mix it up a little off-speed, keep them on their toes right there.
Andrade, second team All-Atlantic 10 this year, one of the best relievers in the conference. And that one is fouled away by Pete DeRocher, center fielder for the Blues tonight. From Manhattan College. Had a nice year for them. Batted .335, and he looks foolish there on that breaking ball. And it's quickly 0-2.
Andrade doing a great job of mixing his pitches.
Yeah, he's got a nice breaking ball to play along with that fastball. We'll see what he goes with here on the 0-2 pitch. That one rides high, and the count stays 1-2. DeRocher, right-handed hitter. Defense alignment is straight up. And that one chopped foul outside of third, and it stays 1-2. 8 home runs on the college season for DeRocher. Plays a little bit of infield and outfield. That one is reached for, lifted, right side. Anderson calling for it in foul territory, and he'll put it away. That is a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Andrade to begin his Gulls career. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no one left on. We'll head to the bottom of the first. The Gulls coming up on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
The choice of Major League All-Stars is now the official batting gloves of the New England League, Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen using 100% real Cabretta leather. The stitching, materials, and unique design make these the best-fitting, most durable batting gloves in baseball. For more information, visit brucebolt.us. That's brucebolt.us.
And welcome back to Cardines Field. Ryan Andrade with a 1-2-3, top of the first. Now in the bottom of the first. And the Gulls will come to bat for the first time. And they will begin with Colby Branch, who led off last game. Dakota Jordan, Aaron Downs will bat third, Slade Alford, Michael Anderson, Tyler Young, and then Ryan Proto, Tyler Hare, and Noah Smith will round out the Newport Gulls lineup. And Ben on the mound for the Bristol Blues is the right-hander Peter Austenson, as Austenson deals a pitch inside 1-0.
Austenson out of Fairfield University, 61 innings pitched on the year, but only 42 strikeouts. Seems like he's really able to control and be able to get the outs when the ball's in play.
And that one is hit into left center field. It's a base hit. It's going to one-hop the wall. Branch will round first. He'll head for second. And that is a ringing double for Colby Branch. And the Gulls are underway here in the bottom of the first.
And you can see Branch gave a little celebration out there at second base. He's really feeling it. Hoping Dakota Jordan can work on that 1-for-3 game with the 2 walks last night. Hopefully, he'll be able to do what he did last night. Maybe get a nice little RBI triple, RBI extra base hit. We'll see what he can do.
So now that'll bring to the plate Dakota Jordan. Did mention earlier in the game that Ian Battaglia was at shortstop, but he is not actually at shortstop.
Yes, it's actually going to be Jake Marquez at shortstop for the Blues tonight. Battaglia was in the original lineup, and a late scratch put Marquez at shortstop.
That one gets by the catcher, and heading to third, diving in safely is Branch. So now the Gulls have a runner at third and no one out for Dakota Jordan. So Marquez is the late addition to the Bristol Blues lineup. Now Dakota Jordan, the batter, had a great game yesterday for the Gulls. 2 runs batted in. That one fouled back to the screen. Had been jumping just a little bit. Counts 1-1.
I would have caught it.
Should have brought your glove. Jordan out of Mississippi State. All SEC freshman team. Had a terrific season for them.
Newport gets a lot of Mississippi State guys.
Pitch is down low, and the count's 2-1.
Speaking of Mississippi State, we'll see his teammate come up right here, Aaron Downs, right after this about as well.
Last year's NECBL MVP, Colton Ledbetter, played here in Newport and goes to Mississippi State as well.
Here's the 2-1. That one is low and outside, 3-1. Actually, last night's lineup for the Gulls had Dakota Jordan, Aaron Downs, and Slade Alford back-to-back-to-back, 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. All 3 of those players from Mississippi State, to your point, Ben. So They got a lot of players from Mississippi State as well. They have Will Gibbs, who is eligible to pitch tonight. We might see him as that pitch is low ball 4. Jordan is on with a walk, and now there are runners at the corners for Aaron Downs.
I mean, it's definitely a good program to choose from.
And, you know, Dakota Jordan, that's going to be really key at the top of the lineup. In his first 6 plate appearances on the season, 3 walks, that's really something where, hey, what does he do? He gets on base.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. He also showed off some impressive wheels in his first at-bat last game, had an RBI triple. And we'll see if he's off here with runners at the corners. He got really good speed on the bases between Colby Branch and Dakota Jordan. Aaron Downs, the left fielder for the Gulls. The pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Downs went 2 for 5 last game. Scored as well. So he's batting an early season 400 for the 0-1 pitch. Throw over to first, and Jordan dives back in safely. Austinson comes set, takes a look at Branch at third. The pitch, there goes Jordan for second. The throw gets cut off short by being Kina. Jordan safe at second. Stolen base for him. And that's his second stolen base of the season.
And Newport in a phenomenal position right here to get an early lead just like they did last night. Runners on second and third, no outs. Let's see what Aaron Downs can do here.
Downs, though, in a 2-strike count. Got to protect here. Infield, for the most part, back as that one is chopped at home plate. Third baseman D'Amato is about even with the bag. Now he backs up a couple steps. There's a look at Branch over there. Already got his uniform dirty here in the first inning. But the middle infield is back. They will concede a run if Downs can just put it in play. The 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout for Austinson and the first out of his outing.
It's a huge strikeout. Austinson gave up a big double and then walked a guy, didn't have control. Good for him to just settle in, see that he can get an out, and now go to work again against Slade Alford.
Yeah, Slade Alford, another Mississippi State product, as we said, has a ton of power. Pitch, broken bat hit on the ground to the second baseman being Kina. Branch will score. The out is made at first, and that's the first run of the game for the Gulls. It's 1-0.
And like we talked about earlier with the Bristol Blues, the Newport Gulls have a lot of returning players as well, including Alford right there. I had the opportunity to speak to him earlier, and he said all they look for is a new group of guys, but all they're focusing on is winning this year.
Always like to hear that, especially from players playing in summer ball. Sometimes it's really laid back, but you can tell there's just some competitive juices with both of these teams too. The Blues obviously putting together a fantastic season last year. The Gulls as well, both teams making the playoffs. So both of these teams, high-class organizations that always have a ton of talent. Michael Anderson, rising sophomore, had a great season. Freshman year in URI. That one is not grabbed by DeRocher. That'll be an RBI single for Michael Anderson, and it's 2-0 Gulls. Sinking liner off the bat of Anderson, and the first pitch he sees is a single.
Another very hard hit ball. DeRocher, I thought, had a chance at it in center. He slid, but I think the ball skipped right up into his glove.
That one swung on and missed by Tyler Young, the second baseman. Looked like maybe DeRocher was a little unsure off the bat, didn't get the best jump. And unfortunately for him, just came up a little short. Pitch is blocked in the dirt by Sullivan. Nice stop there, 1-1.
And to your point about being unsure, it's harder to read the ball off a wood bat, especially when you're so used to reading it off a metal bat. I mean, people in the crowd, I even thought that ball was hit a lot further than it was, and that could have been the case for DeRocher as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point as Young swings and misses, and the count's 1-2. Yeah, a lot of people talk about the adjustment period with the batters swinging a wood bat because they're so used to a metal bat. But what about the fielders, too? Just reading the ball off the bat, it's got to be tough. The 1-2 swung on and missed, an off-speed pitch by Austinson. So he gets Young swinging, but not before. The Gulls score 2 runs on 2 hits. They strand a runner at first base. We'll head to the top of the second inning with the Gulls leading 2-0 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
On Sunday, July 23rd, the NECBL's best will head to historic Frazier Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game presented by Metro Credit Union. Don't miss the marquee event of the summer. Visit asg23.necbl.com for more information. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion.
Back here at Cardines Field, the Gulls leading 2-0 over the Bristol Blues as we are heading to the top of the second inning. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and Ben Mihalovich all with you, bringing you any CBL action. The Newport Gulls home opener has gotten off to a good start as the Blues will come to bat. Griffin Arnone is the batter, and he takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1 from Ryan Andrade, who had a heck of a first inning. A 1-2-3, and he throws that one right by Arnone, and the count is 0-2.
And this is what you worry about if you're Bristol. Andrade is clearly in the zone. He wants to get the ball and get right back on the mound and throw the next pitch.
The 0-2 to the left-handed hitter. Breaking ball. Andrade thought he had him just off the plate. 1-2.
To be fair, Quinton, I thought he had him too for a minute there.
He snuck in that backdoor curveball.
Definitely fooled Arnone. We'll see what he goes with here. The 1-2 fouled back to the screen. Arnone stands at 6 foot, 190.
Yeah, he's one of the key pieces returning for Bristol, both defensively in the outfield and at the plate. He was second team all-league last year.
The 1-2 is outside, 2-2. If I remember correctly, he was also with the Mountaineers as well.
Correct, in 2021.
So he's been in the league for a few years.
He knows his way around the NECBL for sure.
Lights are starting to come on here at Cardines. The 2-2 in the dirt. Nice scoop by the catcher, Proto. And it's a full count to Arnone. On deck is Cal Perillo in the DH spot tonight. Out of the windup, the 3-2 is just high and outside, ball 4. First base runner of the game for the Blues belongs to Arnone.
And that's a great eye right there. To be down an 0-2 count and work a walk like that, that's something that, yeah, like we said, he's been in the league 3 years now. Maybe a little bit of a veteran skill he's showing off right there.
Not what Andrade wanted after his offense just gave him 2 runs.
First pitch to Perillo is up high, 1-0.
Arnone's most certainly a threat on the base path. Very fast and athletic kid in general. I mean, he was all-state football player in high school.
Andrade, the high leg kick, deals a strike. That's in there, 1-1 to Perillo. Perillo had a great season at Rhode Island College, actually being coached under the Newport Gulls head coach, Frank Holbrook. It's in there for a strike, 1-2.
And Holbrook actually had Perillo here in Newport in 2021, so Cal's 3rd season in the NECBL as well.
A lot of veteran leadership on this Blues team.
Perillo batted .385 for Rhode Island College. There goes the runner as that one is reached for and fouled away. So as you mentioned, Ben, Arnone not wasting any time, trying to swipe second base and put a runner into scoring position.
With that pitch a little off the plate, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a hit and run put on by Tim Binkowski, trying to have Perillo go the other way as the second baseman's trying to get to the bag.
That one, a very close play at first. Arnone is just back in.
Really looked like Anderson thought they had him there.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it for sure. Anderson still holding him on. Big hole in the right side. Fastball. Perillo trying to go that way, but that one is sprayed foul. Perillo, a very good hitter, played in 43 games for Rhode Island College. A career 387 hitter. That one bounces to the plate. There goes Arnone for second. Throw down to second. He got him.
Play!
What a play by Ryan Proto, getting Arnone. Looked like Arnone read that perfectly, but Proto got to it quickly and made a strong, accurate throw to second, and the tag was applied. One away.
Phenomenal to just keep his body in front of it, but to be able to recover and get that down there, just a heck of a play by Proto to
And that one is breaking ball
this
in there.
inning shorter than it might need to be.
That one is in there for strike 3 called. As Andrade, his first pitch back out of the windup is a good one, breaker, and that's his second strikeout of the game. Now it's Gavin Noriega, Blues first baseman, left-handed hitter, takes one low, 1-0. And that one is a little low again, 2-0. From Bryant University, batted 190. 46 games this past year. Played summer ball in the Futures League last year for Worcester.
Transferred from Marist to Bryant for this past college season.
Yeah, for Marist last year, he batted 350. This year, 190. The 2-1, a little high, 3-1 as Andrade falls behind Noriega, just like he fell behind Arnone. Blues still looking for their first hit. Here's the 3-1, and that one is a little high, ball 4. So Noriega is on with a 2-out walk. And here comes Jake Marquez. Yes, Jake Marquez. He was a late addition, as we mentioned, to the lineup.
Yes, this is the spot we believed Battipaglia was hitting in,
Yes.
but this is Jake Marquez. But to the walk on Noriega, that's where the caught stealing becomes so huge because Arnone would have been in scoring position.
Pitch swung on and missed, blew a fastball by him. The count is 0-1. So Andrade has to deal with a 2-out base runner. Marquez, right-handed hitter, takes a breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the fastball right here.
See what he does. Comes set. Fastball is chopped on the ground to the first baseman, Anderson. Grabs it knee high and tags the bag to retire the side. That'll do it for the Blues here in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, and runners stranded at first. The Gulls coming to bat, leading 2-0.
Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL. And subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at NECBL.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the
Back at Cardines Field, we head to the home half of the second inning, 2-0. Gulls lead. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and Ben Mihalovic with you, bringing you NECBL action on the home opener night for the Newport Gulls. Gulls actually started their season last night, and the Blues starting their season tonight, as that one is swung on and missed by Tyler Young.
And if you take a look around the ballpark, the seats have been filling in for the entire duration of these first two innings as the ground ball.
That one is going to be a wide throw to first. That was Proto who hit that. He's going to head for second. The throw beats Proto by a mile. He is out. So the shortstop Marquez made an errant throw to first, and he gets bailed out there as Proto trying to get 2 bases out of it. And there's one away.
Great job by Billy Sullivan, the catcher, always backing up the throw to first base. He got a friendly hop off the screen that's blocking the dugout and had all kinds of time to fire over to Bianchina to get Proto.
Now it's going to be Tyler Hare, and he swings and misses. Strike one. Trying to be a little too aggressive was Proto. That's understandable here in front of the home crowd.
And especially how excited they got after that play he made last half inning. I think the adrenaline might have still been pumping a little bit.
Pitch is swung on, fouled back to the screen. And it's 0-2 on the left-handed hitter, Hare, out of Georgia Tech. Swung on, chopped right back to the pitcher, Austinson. He's going to run about halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway, then just flip it over to first. And there's quickly 2 away in the bottom of the second.
You know, for a second there, I thought he was going to take it all the way over himself, try and get a nice little unassisted play.
Certainly could have, but wanted to get the first baseman Noriega involved. And that'll be Noah Smith, infielder. But he's playing DH tonight from the University of Louisville. That hits him on the elbow, and he'll head down to first on the first pitch he sees as a Newport Gull.
Barely had any time to get his little bio out right there. But hey, runner on first, 2 outs. Let's see if the Newport Gulls can get anything going.
And now the lineup switches back to the top of the order. It is Colby Branch. Doubled and scored back in the first. Austinson with his pickoff move, and he gets Smith. What a move by Pete Austinson, and that will retire the side and end the inning. So 2 base running blunders by the Gulls here in this second inning, and that's how the bottom of the second comes to an end. We'll head to the top of the third here at Cardines Field. 2-0 Gulls. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase.
Back at Cardines Field, we'll head to the top of the third. Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and Ben Mihalovic coming to you live from Newport, Rhode Island. Ryan Andrade back out there for his third inning of work. He has went through this lineup pretty smoothly so far, has not given up a hit. 2 base runners on 2 walks, and that's it. As Jose Vargas steps to the plate and he swings and misses, strike 1.
An early half-inning error doesn't come back to bite the Blues. It's going to be really interesting to see if they can try and get something going with a hit-by-pitch right there. Oh,
at least
seems
that's
like
what
there's
it
a little
looked like.
confusion.
The home plate umpire, Will Bowers, says no, as Vargas is pleading his case.
Very interesting. I thought that got him flesh in the foot, but
I agree. And Vargas, as soon as it, we think, hit him, he started walking towards first base. Normally, if it's close, a guy will forget to try and sell it.
That one is a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, strike 2. Very weird situation right there. But Vargas, after giving just a concerned look to the umpire, really didn't say anything after that, so maybe it didn't hit him.
You're right.
We'll never know. It's 2-2, though. I think he would rather hit anyway.
absolutely.
So see what he can do here against Andre. It's going to be a 2-2 pitch, and it's going to be foul tipped again into the catcher's mitt. This time it is strike 3, 1 away.
Proto playing some great defense there behind, right behind the backstop over here, with those 2 catches on the foul tip, plus that play in the last half inning. Hopefully you can stay back there. Really nice when you have a wall back there for any pitcher.
Getting his first start of the season, Jacob Burley got the start at catcher last night for the Gulls. Now it's the number 9 hitter, Hunter D'Amato, and he swings and misses, strike 1. D'Amato from Fairleigh Dickinson batted .411 this past year.
That's not bad.
No, that's not too shabby at all. He's a career .334 hitter as well. Guy's going to put the ball in play to go along with that .411 average. He had 6 home runs as well, so he's got a little pop. At 85 hits for the Knights. That one is inside 3-1. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Vincent Bianchina. 3-1 pop foul up into America's Cup Avenue and out of play.
You know, Andre's really been working the inside of the plate this half inning.
He's been doing a really good job going in and out with that fastball. And a fastball a little high as D'Amato lays off of it. Third walk of the game given up by Andrade. And now we're back to the top of the order. It is Vincent Bianchina. Andrade did a lot of his work this year out of the bullpen for URI, and only through a couple games where he went over 3 innings. That one is a missed bunt attempt. It gets away momentarily by Proto, but no advance by D'Amato, and he'll stay at first.
Tim Binkowski loves small ball. He loves to anything he can do to advance runners, put guys in scoring position. Alford playing a little too far left maybe, and Bianchini saw an opportunity to lay one down the line and maybe get a hit out of it.
Throw to first, and the runner is back. And yeah, I mean, with Bianchini's speed, and he gets that down, there's no way that Alford would be able to field that and make the throw. So very good idea by Bianchini. We'll see if he does it again on a 0-1 pitch. No sign of bunt as the breaking ball is high and outside, 1-1.
And one thing to keep in mind right now is Andre's coming up on 50 pitches. I'm looking at it right now. He only pitched above 50 in 1 outing for the for Rhode Island this past season.
Certainly monitor that. Doesn't look like anyone is active in the bullpen. There goes the runner as that one is lifted in the air to right center field. On the run is Jordan. He gets there to make the grab. The runner from first, D'Amato, is trying to get back. Bobbled at first by Anderson. He could not hold on to it. I think if Anderson holds on to that one hopper from Jordan, that would have been a double play, but D'Amato fortunate to get back, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, I think once D'Amato saw the ball in the air, he spent a little too much time close to second, probably could have taken a few steps back, as Jordan's speed more than enough to track that ball down.
Now it's Billy Sullivan, the right-handed hitter. So D'Amato still at first. And that one is lifted high in the air, right field. Plenty of room for Hare. He's under it, and he makes the grab two-handed. And that'll do it for the Blues here in the top of the third. But in the inning, the Blues, no runs on no hits, and they strand a runner at first base. We'll head to the home half of the third, 2-0 Gulls on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL. And subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Did you...
Back here at Cardines Field as we head to the home half, third inning. Quinton Pels back inning of work. Aside from he's done a fantastic hitting the as he throws down his last pitch. For the Gulls, it'll be Corey Branch, Dakota Jordan, and Aaron Downs. Branch was first base. So Branch will get a new at-bat here. He doubled and scored in his first at-bat. The Baylor product was a terrific player as a freshman for them. Led the team in virtually every offensive category, and that one is a strike 0-1. Branch didn't like that call.
It's one of the few times I've seen a catcher drop a ball and it still be called a strike.
The 0-1 bounces to the plate, 1-1. Yeah, you don't really see that very often. I played baseball when I was in high school and played a little bit of catcher, and the umpire literally told me, if you don't catch the ball, it's not going to be a strike, doesn't matter where it is. And I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Some umpires that do that, like if it crosses the plate as a strike, it should be a strike. I don't care if I catch it or not, it should be a strike, but there are just some umpires that are stubborn in their ways, I guess.
That's why they got to drop third for a reason.
2-1 is high and inside, 3-1. Dakota Jordan waiting on deck. Very pleasant evening here in Newport. The lights are on at Cardines Field. Very good opening day crowd as that one is fouled away, 3-2. Blues were one of the best teams in the league last year. It was them and the Vermont Mountaineers, two teams with the two best records. Actually set any CBL records.
Tied 2016 Newport.
Swung on and missed, strike three. Branch down swinging. Got that fastball in on the kitchen of Branch, so he'll head back to the bench, and there's one away. It'll be Dakota Jordan stepping to the plate. 2 strikeouts now for Austinson. And it's Dakota Jordan who has gotten on base in more than half of his at-bats this year already, and it's 1-0.
And he showed it in the first inning on the base path and showed it right out in center field in the last half inning. He's got those wheels. He knew. He knew it was a strike, but he just didn't like it.
Third baseman Motto is playing towards the line. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Got a pitch to hit there from Austenson.
Yeah, when a guy fouls it straight back like that, he was on the pitch, he just missed.
Pitch is low, 2-2. Actually, one of 5 Mississippi State Bulldogs on this team. I mentioned 3 earlier. 3 of them are actually in the lineup. Jordan Downs and Alford. Mentioned Gibbs. And Jordan actually played the majority of games for Mississippi State as a true freshman. Don't really see that very often, especially in the SEC or any of the Power 5 conference teams. A freshman getting a ton of playing time. 2-2, swung on and missed, actually dropped by the catcher, Sullivan, and umpire rules it on the exchange, so there's 2 away.
All right. I was going to say, we're having a little controversy over here with the dropped balls.
Yeah, I think that one was a little bit more clear,
A little
though.
more.
Yeah.
I had to see it again, but once you explain, it made a little bit more sense. But here we go. See if Downs can get something going right here. 2 strikeouts for Austenson back-to-back.
Check swing, chopper, foul right at the plate, 0-1 to Downs. Struck out in his first at-bat. Austenson out of the windup, the 0-1. Little inside. And the count is 1-1 now. Gulls with 2 hits, 2 runs. They got both of those runs in the first inning. 1-1, swung on and missed. 1-2. Both of these pitchers look like they have settled down. Andrade, he was on from the start. He has been a little wild at times, but for the most part, he's been good. And now Austenson, a pitch away from a 1-2-3 inning. That one is fouled away. Every team in the NECBL in action tonight. And that one is swung on and missed, strike 3. A beautiful pitch there. And that will do it for the Gulls in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll head to the top of the 4th, 2-0 Gulls. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Welcome back to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. Quinton Pelzel with you, Louis DiPietro, and taking you for the next 3 innings. The voice of the Bristol Blues will be Ben Mihaljevic. Ben, take it away.
Thank you, Quentin. 2-0 Gulls here in Newport. Ryan Andrade still on the mound for the Gulls. It'll be 3-4-5 coming up for the Blues. DeRocher, Arnone, and Perillo. DeRocher fouled out to first in his lone plate appearance tonight. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it directly back, 0-1. DeRocher at .319 for Manhattan this year. His batting average was down, actually, from previous years at Manhattan as he takes high 1-1. DeRocher, a starter in 55 of 56 games during the college season. The one he missed was due to a tweaked hamstring, but it was only precautionary. He, of course, was okay. 2-1 from Andrade. Popped high in the air. It looks like Andrade wants it himself. He's got it, and there is one away.
Don't really see a lot of those pitchers take that. Normally an infielder takes over or the catcher goes out there to the mound, but Andrade wanted it. He was definitive, and he called it.
Yeah, I mean, pitchers are traditionally, I think, told to let their infielders get in, and infielders are told to come get those balls, but Andrade seemed confident, and he made the play, so it worked. Griffin Arnone stands in and check swings one foul off the mask of home plate umpire Will Bowers.
And on that pop-up as well, it looks like Proto and Anderson were both coming in trying to call that off, but you got to respect a pitcher who wants to do it himself.
Big cut and a miss from Arnone. Count is showing 1-1. I don't think Arnone fouled it off Bauer's mask. I think it just hit the mask. Scoreboard showing 2-1.
I don't know. We got some discrepancy here. We'll see.
Up and in, we think 3-1.
Could be 2-2 though.
Could be 2-2.
Keep that in the back of your mind if you're listening at home.
Remember, Arnone was down 0-2 in his last at-bat and drew a walk. That's inside a called strike. However, Arnone is not sent to the bench, so we can confirm that the count is full.
So the scoreboard was right.
That well in. And now Arnone on base for the second time with a walk. Was caught stealing on that awkward play where we didn't know if Proto had the ball or not, and eventually did, and fired a strike down to second base to catch Arnone.
Yeah, and Andrade's been great so far tonight, but the only bugaboo really has just been the command. He's got 4 walks. Fortunately for him, he's been able to pitch around it, but it's a dangerous line to walk if you're walking, no pun intended, if you're walking these players, putting base runners on, you're not giving up any hits. As he's got both of these pitchers have a really good pickoff move, and we've seen that tonight.
And Andrade knows Arnone's speed. He's very wary of him over at first. Perillo takes a called strike, which was dropped by Proto, so catchers trade dropped called strikes.
You know, Ben, you mentioned it earlier. Andrade really does love getting right on that rubber as soon as he gets the ball back, staying in that rhythm and trying to see if he can just stay there, keep getting the pitches to go.
Another called strike, 0-2. And that's one thing if you're Bristol, maybe step out, adjust your batting gloves, try and break his rhythm just to throw him off a little bit. Perillo does his best to foul off a high curveball from Andrade and stay alive.
There is some action in the bullpen, it looks like. We have a terrible view from here, so we have no clue what's happening. I do see that there are some people doing some calisthenics over there, so with Andrade getting up to the 4th inning now, I would expect his leash to be short.
Curveball outside, 1-2 on Cal Perillo. Perillo was solid with the Blues last year until he broke his thumb and tweaked his hamstring and had to be sent home early. Little bit of rehab cured that. Took a couple months off in the fall, and he is all better now as the count runs 2-2.
Yeah, normally when these players get hurt in the NECBL or any summer baseball league for that matter, it's not worth trying to play through it.
Skips in the dirt, gets away from Proto. Arnone takes second and takes a big turn, but will stop. So runner in scoring position for the first time tonight for Bristol. And a full count on Perillo with Noriega on deck.
You know, very reminiscent of the first at-bat where Arnone walked, and then it was the same thing, kind of a ball in the dirt, but it's able to get to second base this time.
Perillo takes high for ball 4. It's a 1-out walk, and the Blues have first and second with Gavin Noriega coming to the plate. It's the most threatening Bristol has been tonight.
Oh, it looks like Newport's trying to get time to head out to the mound.
Assistant coach running out there.
Yeah, Andrade's walked the past 2 batters, so this is more of just a calm down, you're okay, attack this guy, I'd say.
And this is the most vulnerable that Andrade has looked. And, you know, it would be kind of reasonable because he is in the top of the 4th inning, hasn't really gone more than 2 or 3 innings at all throughout the college baseball season this year. So you got to imagine he's getting a little fatigued, maybe getting a little tired, losing command of that strike zone. But he's just getting a little bit of a breather here.
And we talked about it earlier. Sometimes guys come in and they're not starters at their college. They're long relievers or even late relievers, so they're not used to going 6 or 7 innings in starts.
And right there, just shown on our broadcast, we have Wyatt Danilowicz warming up, the lefty warming up in the pen for the Gulls right now. Was trying to see if we could get word on that. So we'll see whether or not Andre can get out of this inning. We're also interested to note that it looks like they're trying to bring in a lefty after the right-handed starter.
Noriega takes high, 1-1.
I do like the fact, though, that the Gulls are letting Andrade try to finish this inning out. He's been pitching so well so far.
And that's a good decision with a 2-0 lead as well. Ball's in the dirt, a good stop by Proto. Noriega works it 2-1. Low and inside, 3-1 on Noriega, and Bristol threatening to load the bases with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Cracked foul up into the netting. Andrade works back to run the count full.
It'd be great to know how fast he is throwing.
I believe there is a radar gun somehow attached to the scoreboard. There is next to the ball, it says miles per hour, so I'd assume that's where it would show up.
Wow, I've been oblivious to that all game.
Noriega rips one up the middle. Right there is Branch. Steps on second, on to first for 1. It's a double play. Andrade is out of the jam. Bristol held scoreless. We move to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gulls 2, Blues 0.
Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL. And subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. The choice of Major League All-Stars is now the official batting gloves of the New England League, Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen.
Welcome back to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, where the Newport Gulls are leading the Bristol Blues 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Slate Alford will lead off the Newport half of the fourth. Alford is 0 for 1, a ground out to second, but did record an RBI. Takes strike one on the outer half of the plate. A slow ground ball over to third. Tough play for D'Amato. A good scoop by Noriega, and Alford is thrown out. One away for the Blues.
And I do really quickly just want to give some quick props to Austinson in that last inning. 3 strikeouts in a row, 1, 2, 3. We kind of blew right by it because we had to get to the commercial break. But he's really found his own and looks like he could be going a few more innings at this pace.
And with those 3 strikeouts, Austinson is up to 5. Michael Anderson fouls the first pitch he sees back and out of play, 0-1. Anderson had an RBI single in his first plate appearance. Curveball misses in the dirt, 1-1. Anderson pops this in the air, should stay in play. Noriega has it in foul territory. And Austinson has 2 quick outs in the bottom of the fourth. So that'll bring Tyler Young to the plate. He was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. A line drive into left field on the first pitch. Young is on with a single, little bobble by Vargas in left. Nothing for Young to advance on. And the 2-out single brings up Ryan Proto, the catcher.
Really nice job by Young there, getting his second hit of the season. Fighting off that fastball as Austinson trying to get it in. And Young doing a great job of keeping his hands inside and just fisting that out into left field.
Austinson gets a called strike on the outer third, 0-1. Strike 2 in the same location. Proto down 0-2. Other than the hit by pitch to Noah Smith, Austinson's had pretty good control and been dealing strikes. He's gotten hit a little bit, but that's what comes with throwing strikes. Runner goes. Pitch is outside. The throw down is in center field. Good backup by Pete DeRocher. Young cannot advance. He will be credited with a stolen base, however.
And, you know, it did look like if he was able to get some control on that, it did look like the throw was going to beat him. So just a little unfortunate. Now runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the Newport Gulls. Let's see if Austinson can get them out of this.
Slider misses away. Proto thought about swinging, but then thought better. On the replay of the throw down, it looked like Bianchina almost faked as if he was going to get the ball just to keep Young from wheeling around second and on to third.
Yeah, very heady play by the smart second baseman.
Sullivan blocks one in the dirt. And the count runs full with 2 outs and a man in scoring position for Newport. This is a big pitch coming up from Austinson. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Austinson gets out of it with his 6th strikeout of the day. He holds the Blues to no runs on no hits and leaves Young stranded on second. We've played 4 innings. Gulls 2, Blues 0.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year. each of the 3 division winners, and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
On Sunday, July 23rd, the NECBL's best will head to historic Frazier Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game presented by Metro Credit Union. Don't miss the marquee event of the summer. Visit asg23.necbl.com for more information.
Back in Newport for the road half of the 5th inning. The hitless Bristol Blues coming to the plate, trailing the Gulls 2-0. Ryan Andrade still on the mound for the Gulls. And aside from a few walks, he's been very good, has had solid control, and he's getting outs.
Yeah, he has been great. Hasn't given up a hit yet, staying away from the hard contact.
Shortstop Jake Marquez takes a strike, 0-1.
And a very interesting decision to keep Andrade, to keep him in this game. However, one of the keys for Holbrook might be to have Andrade be one of our starting pitchers this year, and really, the biggest thing might be pushing him, making him throw these 4, 5, 6 innings.
Proto drops a pitch which could have hugged the outside corner. Count goes 2-1. Chopped sharply to short. Branch has it over to Anderson, and Marquez is retired for the first out of the inning.
Gulls have been very fortunate using pitchers this year. I mean, I say this year. The first 2 games had Pender start last night. He had 6 innings, and then Ngatum came in, and he went the final 3. So the Gulls have only used 3 pitchers through the first 13 innings this year, which is very good in terms of efficiency.
Especially when you compare that to Mystic last night, throwing 4 pitchers out there who, granted, I will say their 3 relief did do a great job at trying to quiet those Newport bats, but 4 pitchers in your first game, you always got to think about that.
Foul ball off the bat of Jose Vargas. Moves the count to 1-1. Vargas struck out the last time he was up. And as Vargas is stepping back into the box, Andrade is already set and ready to go and delivers a curveball for a strike, 1-2.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more Bristol Blues hitters step out of the box, call time, because this is not Major League Baseball. You can call time as much as you want or as much as the umpire gives you.
Andrade misses just low, 2-2. Yeah, Andrade would be good with the pitch clock.
Yeah, he would have no problem whatsoever.
That pitch tails low again. Vargas runs the count full.
Right at the beginning of the inning, the ump did actually make him stop when he was on the mound getting ready to pitch.
Curveball sails away from Andrade, and Vargas is on with a walk.
And although he does still have no hits on the board, 6 walks, you do got to think about that. A 6 walk to 4 strikeout ratio right now for him.
And that's a lot of pitches.
A lot of pitches.
Especially as you mentioned, he hadn't thrown more than 50 coming into this summer season, as the 9-hole hitter, Hunter D'Amato, rips one foul past third base.
And Andrade's actually up to 80. That was his 83rd pitch for the night right there. So that's 12 more than his most the most that he threw in an appearance for Rhode Island this past year.
D'Amato fouls the 0-1 off again and is now down 0-2. Fairleigh Dickinson product awaits the 0-2. A curveball poked into left field, dying quickly, but not quickly enough as Downs is there to make the grab. 2 outs. So that brings Bianchina back to the plate for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a fly out to center. Quick pickoff move over to first. Andrade tried to catch Vargas sleeping, but was unsuccessful. Andrade now kicks and deals low. 1-0. And a quick pickoff move, and
he's hurt.
Vargas
Like down.
was injured trying to get back. He was tagged out. He's grabbing his right knee. We're going to go to commercial. It's the 3rd out of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Gulls 2, Blues 0.
Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. The chase for the... Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Welcome back into Cardines Field in Newport. Scary situation here. Jose Vargas is still on the ground after injuring his right knee, sliding back to first base on a pickoff attempt. He is being looked at by a Newport trainer right now. Neither team has taken the field since the injury occurred. That is the only update we have as of now. Once we know more, we will get it out to the broadcast and alert the people. But Jose Vargas still down and being looked at by the trainer. We're going to head back into commercial break.
Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
On Sunday, July 23rd, the NECBL's best will head to historic Frazier Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game presented by Metro Credit Union. Don't miss the marquee event of the summer. Visit asg23.necbl.com for more information. The choice of Major League All-Stars is now the official batting gloves of the New England League, Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen using 100% real Cabretta leather. The stitching, materials, and unique design make these the best-fitting, most durable batting gloves in baseball. For more information, visit brucebolt.us. That's brucebolt.us. Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
On Sunday, July 23rd, the NECBL's best will head to historic Frazier Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game presented by Metro Credit Union. Don't miss the marquee event of the summer. Visit asg23.necbl.com for more information. The choice of Major League All-Stars is now the official batting gloves of the New England League, Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen using 100% real Cabretta leather. The stitching, materials, and unique design make these the best-fitting, most durable batting gloves in baseball. For more information, visit brucebolt.us. That's brucebolt.us. Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today.
Welcome back to Newport, Rhode Island. We do have an update on the Jose Vargas situation. Vargas was treated to by medics and then carted off of the field and into an ambulance. A scary situation here in Newport. We hope Jose is okay. I think I speak on behalf of the 3 of us. We're thinking of him, praying for a quick and speedy recovery. Hard for the Blues to get back out on the field after seeing a teammate down and injured like that, but the game must go on, and that's what we're going to try and do here. Alec Couture is the new arm for Bristol. He will be replacing Pete Austinson. Austinson, a very strong outing other than those 2 runs in the first inning, only 3 hits given up, 6 Ks.
Yeah, and Ben, that was very well put and really scary situation, as you said. It all happened so fast. We were all kind of looking at each other in the press box. We didn't really see the play happen.
Exactly.
As closely as we probably should have, but we knew that when he was down for more than 5-10 seconds, we knew that it was pretty serious. So certainly we'll be praying for his recovery. Hopefully he will end up recovering well, and it's not as serious as we think it is, but we will keep him in our prayers tonight as well.
Sky Solinsky has gone out into left field to replace Vargas.
And, you know, absolutely. In any sport, you hate seeing things like that, especially today, opening day. Just tough. We were getting the season kicked off. Like my 2 colleagues have said, thoughts and prayers. And, you know, hopefully, like Quentin said over here, not as bad as we think. But, yeah, I guess we have to keep going on, and I guess it's still a game to be played.
So 8-9-1 due up for Newport. Hare, Smith, and Branch. They'll face Couture for the first time tonight. Hare steps in the box. He grounded out to Austinson back in the 2nd inning. Couture fires into the dirt, 1-0. This one laced into right field. Arnone running back, can't get it. It one-hops the base of the wall. Hare trying to extend it into a double and is thrown out by a couple feet. A great play by Griffin Arnone to pick the ball up off the bounce from the wall and fire a strike to Jake Marquez covering second base. And it will be recorded a hit, but it's also an out. So there's one away in the bottom half of the 5th.
You know, that fence out there is only 318. They got to keep that in mind. That's the 2nd time we've seen a Gulls player try and get a little bit too aggressive trying to get that second base.
And Arnone slowed up as soon as he knew it was going to go off the fence and probably could not have played that any better.
Yeah, you played the carom beautifully, and that's just one of those plays for Hare, not really knowing his home ballpark, not knowing how close that fence is, because he smoked that one, and normally when you hit it to the fence, it's an automatic double, but not here at Cardines.
Couture catches the outer half of the plate, 0-2. Chopped over to third. D'Amato has it. Lobs it over to first. Noriega awkwardly had to cover the back part of the bag, but nevertheless gets the out. 2 gone. Going back to that play by Arnone, it was initially supposed to be Vargas starting him right, but Blues manager Tim Binkowski realized that Arnone had played right here before, and so he'd probably be better for sort of the awkward way the wall is out there. Another ground ball to D'Amato, another throw over to first. It was high, and first base ump Sam Finn says Noriega got Branch on the tag. So a 1-2-3 inning for Alec Couture. 5 innings in the books here in Newport. It's still Gulls 2, Blues 0.
The NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Back at Cardines Field, where the Newport Gulls are leading the Bristol Blues 2-0. It'll be a new arm for Newport. Wyatt Danilowitz is now on the mound. Lefty pitcher. Quentin, what can you tell us about Wyatt?
Yeah, he's from the University of Louisville. At least that's where he pitched last year, or this past year, I should say. He's pitched in 4 games, 2 2/3 innings. Did not allow a run. Had 4 strikeouts in those 2 2/3. So he's just a guy coming here to Summer League baseball, trying to get some innings underneath his belt. Didn't get too many in ACC action, so we'll see what he can do here as a member of the Gulls.
And the final line for Ryan Andrade, 5 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Very good outing for his first start in the NECBL. The walk number may be a little up, but no hits, no runs. You can't complain.
Yeah, kind of a weird line for Andrade. Not something you really see. 6 walks. Normally you see 6 walks, and then you look to the left, you see the earned run column, and it's like 5 or 6. But for Andrade, it was 0, and somehow, some way, he pitched his best with runners on base and did not allow a hit either. So I would say overall, very good outing for him.
So Bianchina, who is up from the left side facing the righty Andrade when Vargas was picked off, is now up from the right side facing the lefty Danilowitz. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Curveball fooled Bianchina, and he's down 1-2.
So the first 3 pitches that Danilowitz has thrown, we've seen the fastball. We've also seen the breaking ball, 2 very good pitches. That fastball right around 90 miles an hour, pretty good from the left side.
Fastball trails away, 2-2. Scoreboard says that fastball came in at 90 miles an hour. Do we trust it?
If I'm in the batter's box, I sure hope not.
Curveball fought off just over the first base bag, and it's going to drop for a hit. Bianchina, the leadoff man, has the Blues' first hit of the night. A little bloop single breaks up the Newport no-hitter, and he is on with no one out, and Billy Sullivan stepping to the plate.
And I think we were all trying to be a little cautious, try not to put that announcer curse on the Gulls pitching staff, but don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, I was considering jinxing it, but I thought better.
Oh, I'm sure.
First offering to Sullivan sails high. Bianchina has to be careful. Danilowitz is staring straight at him, so no deception. The lefty pickoff move, always tricky to pick up. Sullivan waves and misses, 1-1. Long hold by Danilowitz. Fires inside, 2-1. Sullivan takes 2-2. Danilowitz taking a lot longer to throw than we saw out of Ryan Andrade. Certainly getting the timing down, make sure he's ready. Curveball got Sullivan. Danilowitz has the first out of the inning and his first strikeout of the night.
Yeah, more deliberate with his motion and has a really nice curveball. We've seen a few times throughout that at bat his go-to strikeout pitch to go along with that fastball. He's got some good stuff from the left side.
Now Pete DeRocher hitting in the 3-hole. 0 for 2 with 2 pop-outs today. Healthy Hack comes up empty, 0-1. Bianchina not taking a huge lead over at first. Fastball right down the heart of the plate, and DeRocher is quickly down 0-2.
You know, the Blues probably want to get Bianchia up there in the scoring position, but with the lefty on the mound, and we've seen some great pickoff moves so far tonight, I think the Blues are just trying to test out, trying to keep these runners on base right now.
Foul tipped right back into Proto's glove. Back-to-back strikeouts for Danilowitz. 2 away in the top of the 6th.
And Danilowitz almost a polar opposite of Andrade. Andrade from the right side gets the ball and throws it. Danilowitz from the left side gets it and holds once he even comes set. I was waiting for DeRocher to call timeout, and he probably should have after Danilowitz was waiting for so long.
Lazy pickoff move back to first by Danilowitz, just to let Bianchina know that he's still thinking about him. And the Blues have not been able to manufacture base runners, so getting Bianchina into scoring position is crucial here. Griffin Arnone is the batter. Arnone 0 for 0, walked both times today. He was caught stealing the first time he got on.
Arnone been having a good game today, but it's one of those games where you might not see it when you first look at the stat sheet. That great play over in right field that we saw getting that out at second base, 2 walks to his credit, just trying to get base runners. And most of the time, we say just get them on base and they'll come in. Seems that it hasn't really been working out for the Blues so far tonight.
2-0 to Arnone. Swings at a high strike, 2-1. Blues desperately need a hit there. There goes Bianchina. Pitch is low in the dirt. Throw gets into center field, and now Bianchina will take off for third and get in standing up. So the opportunity is there for Arnone, who is ahead in the count 3-1. Cal Perillo is on deck.
Well, Ben, that's what you were talking about. Manufacturing base runners, getting runners into scoring position. Has not been often, but a really good opportunity here for the Blues.
Swing and a miss by Arnone, 3-2.
And the radar's saying 88 on that one, so 90 might have been accurate.
Huge pitch coming up for Danilowitz. The 3-2. Curveball curves just a bit too much, and Arnone picks up his 3rd walk of the day.
Very close pitch. A lot of the umpires in the crowd wanted that call, but the only one that matters, Will Bowers behind home plate, said it just curved a little bit outside, so now the tying runs are on base for the Blues.
High fastball misses on the first delivery by Danilowitz, 1-0. Interesting to see how Newport would play it if Arnone were to take off. Perillo thought about it. Will Bowers checks down to the first base ump, Sam Finn. Finn says he did not go. And Perillo is ahead 2-0, and this is a hitter's count. This is what Cal Perillo wants. He can now look for his pitch and try and drive a ball to score the first Bristol run of the game. Perillo takes a strike on the inner half, 2-1. Cal being very patient, waiting for his pitch. Pickoff move back to first. Arnone in safely. Bianchina crept a few steps down the line, but there was no need for him to go any further. Cal fouls one directly back. He was on it, but as fast as he was up 2-0, he's now behind 2-2. The deuces are wild. First and third, 2-2. There goes Arnone early. Danilowitz turns. He's just going to let Arnone have second base. So Griffin Arnone, some smart base running. I don't know if he was told to do that by Coach Binkowski, but regardless, the Blues have 2 runners in scoring position, both speedy runners, and a base hit from Perillo could tie this ball game.
And if you're Danilowitz, that is okay. At least it was not a balk. He was able to step off correctly.
Curveball dips inside, and the count is full. First base is open right now, so a walk isn't killer. However, if you're Danilowitz, you want to try and get out of this unscathed. Pop fly, easy play for Young at second. Danilowitz is out of it unscathed. Bristol strands 2 on 1 hit. No runs come across. Still Gulls 2, Blues 0. On to the bottom of the 6th.
That the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop.
Welcome back, everyone, to Newport, Rhode Island. Ben Mihaljevic alongside Quentin Petzel and Louis DiPietro. Glad to have you all with this. The opening night of the season for the Bristol Blues, the home opener for the Newport Gulls. It's 2-0 Gulls in the bottom of the 6th. We do have a little bit of a defensive change here. Jordan Payton has moved into second base. He has entered the game. He will, however, be hitting in Hunter D'Amato's spot. D'Amato out of the game, and Vincent Bianchina moves over to third. So Bianchina, a very flexible infielder, can play all 4 infield positions if need be. Payton, more of a middle infielder. Alec Couture is still on the mound for the Blues. He misses in the dirt, 1-0. Jordan Payton can actually pitch as well and is topped out at 95. So he is an arm if need be. Couture brushes the batter Dakota Jordan off the plate. 2-0. Jordan 0 for 1. He's walked and struck out. Billy Sullivan tried his best to frame the 3-0 into a strike, but Will Bowers was not buying it. Jordan cracks one deep into right field, but foul. 3-1.
Yeah, swinging on 3-0. Might as well let it rip. You're going to get a fastball. Could be the best pitch that you see in the at-bat. Jordan hasn't really been able to swing the bat as of late. He's already walked once in this game, and last game he walked twice.
He hit a line drive. Just wasn't fair. 3-1 just off the outer half of the plate, and Jordan draws a leadoff walk, his second of the day.
And Downs coming up right here. 2 strikeouts on the game so far. Hopefully he can just get the bat on the ball, try and put something in play, see if he can make it happen with a runner on with no outs right here.
Curveball gets away from Sullivan. Dakota Jordan will easily take second. And with no outs, the Gulls have a runner in scoring position for the 3-hitter Aaron Downs.
And this is where if you're Downs, you got to try to look to go the other way, at least get the runner over to third with less than 2 outs and take your chances with Slade Alford.
Base hit up the middle for Downs. Jordan will be held up. A good throw in from DeRocher right to the glove of Noriega prevented Jordan from making this a 3-0 ball game. Nevertheless, runners on the corners with no one out for the big slugger Slate Alford.
Frank Holbrook, the Newport Gulls manager and the third base coach, very conservative with nobody out, not wanting to make the first out at home plate, stopping Jordan at third.
Very smart with a 2-0 lead. You don't need to be too aggressive, especially since Bristol hasn't shown many positive signs offensively.
Especially with your power hitter coming up, too. You want as many base runners on base with your home run hitter at the plate.
Exactly. You do not want to take the bat out of Slade Alford's hands. Curveball dips away, 1-1. Cracked down the line, but foul. 1-2.
Alford, one of a handful of players to return to the Newport Gulls this year. From last year, he finished second on the team with a batting average of .346, also hit 9 home runs, drove in 47 runs batted in. One of the more productive hitters on this team, returning from last year.
Downs took a few steps towards second and stopped on a dime as Alford pops one foul over the dugouts, both dugouts along the first base line, sort of unique to Cardines Field. High fly ball into no man's land. It drops, and it's a foul ball. Late signal by Sam Finn, the first base umpire. Blues dodge a bullet, as that would have scored a run, and everybody would have reached safely.
Yeah, got down to that weird area down the right field line. You have actually a building in play, kind of sticking out.
Exactly.
Part of the obstacles here at Cardines Field, and luckily no one crashed into that one and just fell harmlessly to the ground.
Pickoff move to first is unsuccessful from Couture. You had Noriega, Payton, and Arnone in right field all charging in. None of them could make the play, but the ball wasn't popped especially high. Still 1-2. Broken bat. This could be a chance for 2. A bobble at short, and the Blues aren't going to get any, and the Gulls get a run. Jake Marquez bobbled the ball at short. Didn't go to second as he had no play on Aaron Downs, and Slade Alford too fast for the throw over to first.
Just an example of putting the ball in play, putting the pressure on the defense. Looked like it was going to be a tailor-made double play, but instead the Blues get no outs on the play, and Slade Alford doing a great job of just putting that ball in play on a 2-strike count and extending the lead for the Gulls.
That seems rightfully so, has scored an E6 on Marquez. Pitching coach Kevin Rival out to talk with Alec Couture briefly before he faces the Gulls' first baseman Michael Anderson, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a flyout.
And Dakota Jordan yet to record a hit in this game, but been on base twice and scored both times.
Gulls already with 1 run in this inning, threatening for more with first and second and nobody out. Curveball. Anderson just stood there. I thought maybe he thought it might hit him.
Yeah.
It did not. And Will Bauer says it missed up, so it's a ball. Aaron Downs on second, Slade Alford on first.
Wearing that elbow pad on his left arm.
Yeah, he figured it wouldn't hurt.
No.
It's a curveball.
Especially a breaking ball, exactly.
And that was the catcher right there, Sullivan, that told him to take a step off the mound, gestured, told him, take your time, focus up, don't worry about that base runner behind you.
Anderson backs away from the fastball smartly.
Yeah, that one a little bit faster than the curveball. That one probably would have hurt.
2-0. Peyton holding Downs on at second. Noriega behind the bag at first. A lazy fly ball to Peyton. Downs way off the bag. The Blues get their double play. Peyton catches the pop-up and flips easily to Marquez. I have no idea where Aaron Downs was going, but he was caught well out of position, and he is out.
And that was one of those situations where Peyton could have probably let it drop too and tried to get a double play the old-fashioned way, 4-6-3, but Downs, you're right, he was way off of the second base bag. He certainly had time to get back. I just think maybe Downs lost it in the night sky.
Now Kevin Rival is out again to take the ball from Alec Couture. Coming into pitch, when I see a number, I will get you a name.
Maybe 39?
I saw 35. It looks like that's
35 is correct. Jaden Waiwoda. Right-handed arm for the Blues comes in. We'll get you Couture's final stat line in a second. Waiwoda comes to the Blues from Holy Cross. New England man through and through. He's from Milford, Connecticut. Holy Cross this year. He was 3-2 with a 9.79 ERA, 34 innings pitched, and a whip of 194. He was only used in long relief, so this is a situation he is used to.
Couture did a pretty nice job out of the bullpen, was able to go multiple innings, was able to keep the Gulls offense at bay, but Couture's defense betraying him here in this inning and led to his eventual exit from the game. And now we'll see what Waiwoda can do, inheriting a runner at first, and we'll see how long he can go into this game. You mentioned, Ben, that he's more used to long relief. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes maybe towards the end of this game.
And Newport Gulls season in full effect with a full crowd, pretty full crowd here at Cardines Stadium for opening night.
It's definitely filled in here.
Absolutely. People excited to get the season kicked off. 3-0 lead right now for the Newport Gulls with a couple innings left. Let's see if they can hold on to it, especially with Waiwoda coming in here for the Blues. See if he can get a little bit of momentum going for Bristol.
Final line for Alec Couture, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, a walk and no strikeouts. Waiwoda comes in with a runner on first and 2 away and will get out of it in 1 pitch. A broken bat from Tyler Young. Waiwoda fields the ball, flips to Gavin Noriega at first. That is all. Newport does get 1 run on 1 hit to extend its lead to 3-0. On to the 7th when we return, and you all will be back with Quinton.
25 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
3-0 Gulls over the Blues is the score here from Cardines Field. I'm Ben Mihaljevic, the voice of the Blues, and I'm actually signing off from my play-by-play duties for the night, and I'll be handing it back over to my friend from Newport, the voice of the Gulls, Quinton Peltzel.
Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate that, as the Gulls will take the field. 3-0 Gulls lead. As for the Blues, it'll be Noriega, Marquez, and Solinsky coming up against Wyatt Danilowitz, left-handed pitcher. He'll go out of the windup, and the pitch is taken for a called strike 0-1.
And you know, if you were watching this broadcast during that commercial break, saw the annual goalie race that we do here at Newport Gulls games, and also you saw the Blues players get involved too. That's what NECBL baseball is all about right there. Just one great community. You love seeing them all get involved with that. So just wanted to shout that out really quickly.
No doubt about that.
It's the summer. We're all trying to have fun.
Absolutely.
1-2 now on Noriega, as Proto will walk the ball over to Danilowitz. Are you telling him something about what he's seen from Noriega, or just make sure they're on the same page in terms of what pitch comes next? Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball on the ground, foul, wide of first. Still 1-2. That curveball coming in at 79 miles an hour. And the pitch lifted high in the air to deep left field, sending Downs back, and he eases up to make the grab, 1 away, as Noriega gave that one a ride.
Good contact from Noriega and good power going the other way. Just not a very difficult play, and he obviously did not hit it enough.
So now it'll be Jake Marquez, shortstop for the Blues, 0 for 2. Infield straight up, outfield straight away. The lefty deals, fastball rides high. 1-0 to Marquez. Was a late addition to the Blues lineup just before game time action. One pitch. Check swing, did he go? And the appeal down to first, as Finn says he swung. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I thought he went, and I thought it was a strike anyway. So
there you go. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Fastball at 90 miles an hour, blew it right by Marquez, 2 away. So far for Danilowitz, 3 strikeouts. He did give up the hit to the first batter he faced in Bianchina, but since then he's only allowed 1 base runner, and it looks like he has settled in. Looking for his first 1-2-3 inning here in his 2nd inning of work. Proto lost the ball momentarily. It's 1-0. Sky Zielinski replaced Jose Vargas, getting his first at-bat of the game. Vargas, of course, if you were not with us, left the game a couple innings ago as he slid back into first base. An apparent injury, got carted off the field, taken in a stretcher and an ambulance.
Zielinski out of Columbia.
And that one's a little high, 3-0.
This is his first year of summer ball. I know we talked about earlier the difference between wood and metal bat. Zielinski doesn't think much of it.
That one high, ball 4, doesn't get to use his wooden bat as he's going down to first. And that will bring up Jordan Payton, also getting his first at-bat of the game.
Payton out of Towson, transferred from Radford. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's a very effective base runner. He doesn't strike out much. He did have a low batting average of 215 at Towson, but he put the ball in play, which is what you want out of a hitter.
Danilowitz in there for a strike, 0-1. It seems like a lot of these hitters in this Blues lineup just put the ball in play. They have high averages, they don't strike out very often, and they get on base. And the pitch is inside, 1-1, and that is the recipe to scoring a lot of runs and making life hard on the opposing pitcher. Unfortunately for the Blues, they haven't been able to get that key hit with runners in scoring position, but as long as you are carrying through with the process, getting runners where you want them to be, sooner or later the hits will fall. It's only the first game of the year, too.
Yeah, it's nothing to worry about too much, although Newport is traditionally a good team, so you want to put up a good fight against a good team.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, and that is in there for a called strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game for Danilowitz in his 2 innings of work. At the end of 6.5, it is the 7th inning stretch here at Cardines Field. 3-0 Gulls lead. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here at Cardines Field as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 3-0 Gulls lead. Do have some defensive changes that Ben can get us up to date on. We got a new player at shortstop.
We do. We have DeAndre Yopez at shortstop. DeAndre comes to Bristol out of Palm Beach Atlantic. He transferred there from El Paso Community College. He's a Texas kid through and through from El Paso, Texas.
First pitch to Proto is on the ground to the third baseman. Bianchina makes the throw over to first base, one away.
And I thought Yopis was about to get some action right there on his first pitch in the game. But a great play by Bianchina coming over from third base, coming over. Third baseman always gets that call if they like it.
And that one is in there for strike. Waiwoda back out there. He came on to get the final out of the 6th inning. Right-hander out of the windup. Off of the backstop here, Tyler Hare.
And Waiwoda had faced the first 2 batters he faced were both 1-pitch outs.
Coming out throwing nothing but strikes his first few pitches. That one is outside. Hare, left-handed hitter, playing right field tonight. His last at-bat smoked a single to right field that got all the way to the wall, ended up getting gunned down on a really nice throw from Griffin Arnone, who played the carom beautifully. Counts 2-2. And the Georgia Tech product. That one just off the outside corner, the count 3-2. On deck, Noah Smith.
And Hare, if you've been paying attention to the Gulls media, seems to have this weird obsession with lobsters. I don't know, but it seems like he said Newport twice. He's doubled down. He's very excited in Newport this summer to hold a lobster as he gets that walk over there to first base.
Now, is he excited to hold lobsters or eat lobster?
He said hold a lobster. And then he
Okay.
doubled down in another media post where he said a summer treat, holding a lobster.
Well, you're living in Newport now or somewhere around Rhode Island. There's a really good chance that you can find yourself holding a lobster in the summertime. As Smith swings to the first pitch, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Smith at DH tonight. Reached on a hit by pitch. The first pitch that he saw in the 2nd inning. Later was picked off of first base, and then he grounded out to third in the 5th. Waiwoda from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2.
I apologize, guys. I'm just now noticing that Jimmy Sullivan is the catcher. So we have 2 Sullivan catchers. They are not related.
What are the chances of that happening? As that pitch is in there for a called strike 3. Smith looking back at the home plate umpire, Will Bowers, to see if that pitch was at the bottom of the zone, and it certainly was. So there's 2 away. And we're back to the top of the order in Colby Branch. So Jimmy Sullivan has come in for Billy Sullivan.
I'd imagine it's straight up.
Yes. That
just
is
like the shortstop change.
very confusing.
Gonna hope so, because that's what I have written down.
That's what we're going to go with. Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Branch. Branch 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled and scored. Right-handed hitter from Baylor. Outside, 1-1. Rising sophomore. Started at shortstop and has led off in each of the first 2 games for the Gulls. Here's the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to the third baseman, Bianchina. Goes the short way to second, where Peyton makes the grab. And that'll do it for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 7th. They do get a base runner, but they strand. Actually, they didn't strand him. Hare got gunned down at second base, so they do get a base runner, but nothing comes of it. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. 3-0 Gulls lead. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The Chase.
Back at Cardines Field, Quinton Pelzel, Louis DiPietro, and Ben Mihaljevic with you as we enter the 8th inning. And we got a new pitcher on the mound, right-hander Will Gibbs from Mississippi State.
Another one of those Mississippi State products that we got here in Newport this summer.
Played at Jackson Prep, where he lettered for 3 seasons in high school. And Gibbs will replace Wyatt Danilowitz, who came in, pitched 2 brilliant innings in relief of Ryan Andrade. So the Gulls pitching staff has been spectacular to begin the year. Gibbs trying to continue that. And the Blues, on the other hand, as we begin the top of the 8th inning, they'll have the top of the order. It'll be Bianchina. Jimmy Sullivan will get his first at-bat, and then Pete DeRocher. So we'll see if the Blues can get a couple runners on base, get the tying run on. Gibbs, a rising sophomore, has a 5.4 earned run average. Gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings total this year for Mississippi State. Last pitched in a competitive game on April 4th against Grambling. So it's been a while as he'll face Bianchina. Count is 1-1. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
No, absolutely. I was just going to say, you see Gibbs wiping off the mound right there. Slipped a little bit on the follow-through. Try and get in his footing right there. Like you said, it's been a minute since he's been pitching.
That fastball comes in at 88 miles an hour. It's now 1-2. Bianchina 1 for 3. Singled and stole a base. Later stranded at third in the 6th inning. Breaking ball line just foul down the left field line. Alford playing way off the line at third.
He has been all night.
Especially to the left-handed hitters. Certainly playing to pull, trying to get in that hole, as the Gulls are playing a little bit of a modified shift on much of the left-handed hitters, as that one is fouled back. Still 1-2. Bianchina, a lot of speed. We did see him try to lay down a bunt earlier in the game, but he has not done so since then. Has the only hit of the game for the Blues. Chokes up on the bat ever so slightly. The pitch, slap foul. That'll go out of play.
Good fight here from Bianchina, not going down easily.
A lot of these hitters in this Blues lineup, very pesky. They don't go down easily. Put the ball in play. Chokes up a little bit more on the bat now. The 1-2, fastball low. 89 miles an hour, it's 2-2.
And we noted earlier, Andrade's pitch count really got up there, and a lot of it has to do with they're really not going down with 2, 3, 4 pitch at-bats. They're really getting them up. Most of these at-bats today have been 5 up to 8 pitches, I would say, on average. And that's why they're really getting a hold of these pitchers. The Newport Gulls having to keep bringing in relievers and really going through that bullpen on 2 straight days of games back-to-back.
This is pitch 9 coming in this at-bat.
Out of the windup, the 2-2. Breaking ball hit on the ground up the middle. To his left is Branch. Makes the throw on the run. What a play by Branch. Ranging deep up the middle. And there's one away.
And that stretch by Anderson over there at first shouldn't go unnoticed. Trying to get that little split to give the extra foot and a half, maybe a little half a foot, so that he can get the out right there.
That'll be Jimmy Sullivan. Came in to replace Billy Sullivan, but Ben tells me they are not related.
They are not.
So two Sullivans both play catcher on the same team, and they're not related.
What are the odds of that?
Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Not very high.
No, not at all.
1-1 is outside. 2-1.
Jimmy just completed his junior year at Northeastern, hit .218, 3 bombs, 10 RBIs.
That one gets the corner. 2-2.
Northeastern, of course, qualifying for the NCAA tournament. Went to the Winston-Salem Regional.
2-2 fouled away. A lot of these players, these teams are not whole, as still 16 teams, I believe, in the NCAA baseball tournament. So still a lot of game left to be played, and all these teams in the NECBL and the Cape Cod, as Sullivan blips one in the air, shallow center. On comes Jordan. Did he make the grab? He did. No, he did not. They're going to rule that a base hit. Jordan is pleading his case right now. He thinks he caught it, but
I thought he did too.
the field umpire, Ronaldo Cockrum, he instantly said that it dropped, and Jordan really thinks he caught it. Now the umpires look like they were maybe going to talk about it. I guess they will not. So it is a single. Second hit of the game for the Blues. Belongs to Jimmy Sullivan, who just entered the game.
If he didn't catch it, he did a heck of a job selling it.
I thought he did. He was selling it. He was holding up his glove like fielders do when they do catch it. But then again, he could have been just really good at selling it. So either way, runner at first base, 1 out, breaking ball outside, 1-0.
And you see Branch giving Jordan a little Gulls wing flap over there at shortstop.
That pitch, a little low of 2-0 to Pete DeRocher. DeRocher 0 for 3. Blues need one more base runner to get the tying run to the plate. That pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. Hits have been hard to come by for the Blues. They've been trailing since the first inning. 2-1, fouled back, 2-2. Gibbs, the third pitcher used by the Gulls tonight. Ryan Andrade went 5 innings, did not allow a hit. He did walk 6, however, but he came back, struck out 3, and did not allow a run. 2-2 is high, 3-2. Wyatt Danilowitz, the Louisville product, came in. He went 2 innings, did not allow a run. And now Gibbs trying to replicate that, but he's in a little bit of a pickle now. 3-2, 1 out. Sullivan leads from first. DeRocher fouls it off, still 3-2. Griffin Arnone, who has been on base in all 3 plate appearances, is on deck. 3 walks. Payoff pitch on the ground, foul. Another long at bat against Will Gibbs. Top of the 8th inning. Gibbs from the stretch. He's got the sign. Anderson holding on Sullivan at first. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Goes up the middle. It is off of Gibbs. He can't find it. DeRocher will be safe at first. In the second is Sullivan. That'll be an infield single for DeRocher. And now the tying run will come to bat, and it's Griffin Arnone.
And, these are the kind of plays or the kind of balls that the Blues really need. In a lot of situations so far today, those ground balls going through the infield have found gloves, led to double plays, led to ground outs to end an inning right in that same fashion. So this is a big opportunity for them right here with 2 on, 1 out right here in the top of the 8th.
Marnone definitely has power. Put a few out in batting practice, had a few home runs in the NECBL last year. Coach Tim Binkowski was joking during batting practice that we need to keep the baseballs.
Pitch is fouled off of his shin. He is wearing a shin guard on his right leg. Don't know if it was his right or left. I would imagine it was his right, but even if you're wearing that shin guard, it still hurts. Arnone blasted 9 home runs this past year at Northwestern.
3 of those home runs were back-to-back-to-back days against Purdue in a weekend series.
Hey, as an Indiana University student, I'm glad for anybody doing that against Purdue.
Arnone, left-handed batter, waving that bat over home plate. 2 runners on, 1 man out. The pitch is lifted high in the air to center field. Jordan coming in on it. It's pretty shallow, and he makes the catch two-handed, 2 away. First time Arnone has been retired tonight, and a big out for Gibbs, who is 1 out away from getting out of this. And he's going to have to deal with a pretty good hitter in Cal Perillo.
And it looks like we got some action up in the bullpen. Not quite sure. Oh, Adam Maher right now warming up in the bullpen for the Gulls. We'll see if he comes in the next half inning. Adam Maher. My apologies.
Pitch is outside, 1-0 to Perillo. Perillo 0 for 2. Walked back in the 4th. Biggest sequence of the game right here. One of the best scoring chances for the Blues is into the hands of Perillo. Flew out to end the 6th with 2 runners on base. That one in the dirt. Blocked by Proto. Does a really nice job to stick with that one.
It's an important block. It's runners in scoring position if he misses it. 2 of them.
Outfield medium depth. Middle infield back. Gibbs, the 2-1. Swung on, hit pretty hard in the right center field. It's going to fall fast. It's going to be a base hit. Rounding third. Heading for home is Sullivan. He'll score. And it's 3-1 as the Blues get an RBI single from Cal Perillo.
Not many hard-hit balls from the Blues tonight, but enough have fallen to finally generate a run. And the inning is still going with Gavin Noriega coming to the plate.
So on the play, DeRocher stopped at second. Perillo is now at first. Gibbs looking to limit the damage as he deals a first pitch strike to Noriega, who fouls it back. Noriega 0 for 2. Walked in the 2nd. Head into a double play to end the 4th. Left-handed batter. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away, it's 0-2. Gibbs a strike away from limiting the damage. And getting out of this with the lead still intact. It is 3-1. Gulls with the lead. Tying runs are on base. Go-ahead run at the plate. Gibbs pitched in 5 innings this past year for Mississippi State, had 10 strikeouts. The 0-2, that one rides high. Off-speed pitch at 82 miles an hour. Tried to backdoor that slider, just couldn't do it. Noriega rests that bat on his shoulders. The 1-2.
high and outside, 90 miles an hour from Gibbs, 2-2. Two on, two out, 2-2 count here in the 8th. Gibbs comes set, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, got him with the fastball, and Gibbs limits the damage as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Cardines Field. The Gulls lead 3-1. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Back at Cardines Field, so we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 3-1, Gulls with the lead. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Bristol Blues, right-hander Aaron Zenas. And he is a rising sophomore from Quinnipiac. Had a season ERA of 10.27. Pitched in 23 2/3 innings pitched. 22 strikeouts in those 23 2/3 innings. So he'll be in relief of Jaden Waiwoda, who pitched pretty well, as Zenas is the 4th pitcher used by the Blues.
And the Gulls right here trying to get a little bit of insurance with the 2, 3, and 4, starting with Dakota Jordan coming out here. Thought he might have made a heck of a play out there in center field. But that actually led to what would be the 1 run scored by the Blues. So let's see, he'll try and get that one back right here.
And the pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Dakota Jordan. It'll be Jordan, Downs, and Alford due up here in the bottom of the 8th. That one is hard hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. First hit of the game for Jordan, who's now been on base 3 times tonight. Did get the attendance for tonight's home opener. The number is 2771, 2,771 in attendance tonight, as it has certainly filled in here. And a really good showing on opening night by the Newport faithful. Pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Downs. Jordan stays at first. Blocked by Sullivan. Pitch was in the dirt to Aaron Downs, who is the batter. So Downs, the right-handed hitter at first. Throw to first. Jordan back in safely.
And the last time Downs was up, he had Jordan over there on first base, and Jordan ended up coming in to score. We'll see if the Gulls can repeat that here.
Pitch is on the ground, right back to the pitcher. Throws for second for 1, on to first, dug out of the dirt by Noriega, and there are 2 away. Really nice job by Zenas to grab it, not panic, throw to second, and then the return throw was a little low, but it was dug out by a sure-handed Noriega.
Just a great heads-up play there by Zenas. And when a pitcher makes a play like that, you can't help but just shake your head.
Now it's Slade Alford, the cleanup hitter. Quickly 2 away now, and the breaking ball is outside. Alford 0 for 3, but he does have 2 RBIs tonight. That one right back to the pitcher. Zenas does a nice job fielding that one. Flips it on to first base. That'll do it for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 8th. A very quick inning for Aaron Zenas. Last at-bats for the Bristol Blues as we head to the top of the 9th with the Gulls leading 3-1.
Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion.
Back at Cardines Field for the top of the 9th inning, 3-1 Gulls lead. Gibbs stays out there for his 2nd inning of work. Faced 6 batters in the 8th inning. Gave up a run, gave up 2 hits as well, but was able to limit the damage, striking out Gavin Noriega. It'll be Yopez, Zielinski, and Peyton due up as Yopez takes a strike, 0-1. Gibbs going out of the windup. The 0-1, low and outside. And the count's 1-1. Yopez getting his first at-bat of the game. Pitch is fouled away, 1-2. Blues have used 4 batters off the bench tonight.
That's typical. Binkowski loves to use bats off the bench.
1-2. Trying to get it over the bag was Yopez, but it was just a little outside. So it's foul, 1-2. Nice play made over there by the bullpen. Just like the dugouts are shared, the bullpens are also shared. And it is now 2-2. Gibbs deals, fouled away, and we'll do it again. Gulls got out to an early 2-0 lead in the 1st inning. Colby Branch started things off with a double. Jordan then walked. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Gibbs has now struck out back-to-back batters, and there's 1 away. Slade Alford drove home the game's first run with a fielder's choice. Then Michael Anderson had an RBI single to make it 2-0. And then we fast forwarded all the way to the 6th inning, where Slade Alford reached on an error, also got credited with an RBI. That one is in there for a strike to Sky Zielinski. It's all the scoring for the Gulls. Of course, the story in this game, the hometown kid, Ryan Andrade, 5 innings, no hits given up, no runs. Did walk 6, struck out 3, but a very good outing for him. Quickly 0-2 on Zielinski. The pitch swung on, foul tipped into the catcher's glove, strike 3, 2 away. Blues now down to their final out. And it's in the bats of Jordan Payton. Make sure to stay tuned for the Newport Gulls post-game show. As soon as the final out ends, we'll head to break. And then Louie and Ben will get you all caught up on what you missed in the game. I'll try to get an interview from Ryan Andrade. Payton, right-handed batter. And that one fouled away. 0-2. Blues down to their final strike as the Gulls try to secure their second win in as many tries. The 0-2. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. Skip to the plate. Still 1-2. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball hit. Shallow right field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Right ahead of Hare, who plays it on a hop. Throws it in, so not so fast, says Jordan Payton as he's on first. And now we're back to the top of the order in Vincent Bianchina.
And just like that, a little bit of life now here for Bristol. And we'll see if they can get some two-out magic going.
So the tying run is at the plate. Bianchina, 1 for 4 in the game. Gibbs will go from the stretch. The pitch outside, 1-0. Pretty big lead at first for Payton. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and it's a strike anyway. 1-1. Gulls will be off tomorrow before staying here and taking on Martha's Vineyard on Friday.
Say goodbye to him, sign off, go down. Louis will take it after the first break, okay? Oh, wait, so Ben isn't going to be here? He's going to, yeah. So as soon as we sign off, yep. Because he's got to get going.
Okay.
Pitch fouled away, and it's 2-2. So once again, the Blues now down to their final strike. Gibbs comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He gets Vincent Bianchina swinging, and that will do it for the Blues as the Newport Gulls win this one by a score of 3-1. They improve to 2-0 on the season, and they win their home opener. So the Gulls win this 3-1, and before I sign off here and before we head to break, I want to thank the voice of the Bristol Blues, Ben Mihaljevic. Thank you so much for joining us down here. Had a great call with you, and drive safe back home. Of course, we'll see each other throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you for having me, Quentin, and thank you, Louie, as well. Look forward to seeing you guys in Bristol. I'm not sure when that game is, but whenever you decide to make the trip, we look forward to having you, and good luck to the Gulls until then.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to send us to break now, and when we come back, Louie will take over the post-game show. I'll try to get an interview, Ryan Andrade, and we will go from there. But thank you so much to Ben. Drive safe home, and we will be back with the Newport Gulls post-game show right after this.
You guys, I'm moving this because it's right.
Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen using 100% real Cabretta leather. The stitching, materials, and unique design make these the best-fitting, most durable batting gloves in baseball. For more information, visit brucebolt.us. That's brucebolt.us. Fans, stay connected by following the New England League on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL. And subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Did you know that the NECBL plays over 40 games in under 2 months? That's a lot of baseball to stay on top of. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the official NECBL newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at NECBL.com today. Over 225 NECBL alumni have gone on to play Major League Baseball, including World Series MVPs Jeremy Pena and Steven Strasburg. With 13 teams in 6 scenic New England communities, the NECBL offers the most entertaining and competitive amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League showcases baseball's brightest stars as they keep their eyes on their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, July 31st, when the 2023 New England League playoffs will get underway. This year's postseason will feature an 8-team bracket with 3 rounds of best-of-3 series to determine the league champion. Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. On Sunday, July 23rd, the NECBL's best will head to historic Frazier Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game presented by Metro Credit Union.
All right, I'm here with Ryan Andrade, starting pitcher tonight for the Newport Gulls. 5 innings, no hits given up. What went well for you on the mound tonight?
I think getting through that first inning. You have, opening day jitters, that first inning. Just got to get through that first inning and then build off that.
Yeah, and I noticed that you only pitched out of the bullpen for URI this year, not really used to starting. Threw almost 100 pitches today. Were you getting tired going towards the 4th, 5th inning? How did you try to cope with that fatigue?
Yeah, I got a little tired there in the 4th and 5th, but me and my pitching coach were just working on staying through my legs, and if I can stay through the zone with my legs, backside a little heavier, I mean, that's what worked and got me through that 5th, and then we gave the ball to Wyatt.
And you're a hometown kid. How was it? What was it like pitching in front of this Newport faithful?
It was so cool. I mean, they say Cardines is the best place to play in the summer, and the fans proved that, and it was a dream come true, man.
Ryan, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great game.
Appreciate
Go
it.
rest up. That was Ryan Andrade, starting pitcher for the Newport Gulls tonight. Louis, we'll send it back to you to wrap things up.
Thank you, Quentin. That was a fantastic interview right there with Ryan Andre. A lot of people coming into this game had high hopes, especially the hometown kid. I think he stepped up to the plate. I look around. I'm by myself now. But thank you guys all for joining us. I've been Louis DePietro. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, too, and from all of us here with the Newport Gulls, we hope to see you again, and we'll be right back here at Cardines Stadium this Friday. Have a good night.